Alright, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa sallallahu wa sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. I praise Allah who deserves all praises, bearing witness that there is no deity ever worthy of worship except Allah. Worshipping Him through our supplications, through our ceremonies, through our prayers, as the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam said, Inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbil alameen. Verily, my prayer and my rites, my sacrifice, and my life and my death is for Allah, the Lord of the worlds. La sharika lah, no other partner with Him. وَبِذَلِكَ أُمِرْتُ, and this is what I was commanded to. وَأَنَا أَوَّلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ, and I'm the first to submit myself to Allah. Today's topic is, as you see, who are Ahlul Bayt? And what is the status of Ahlul Bayt in the Sunni perspective and the Shiite perspective? For sure, we came from the same source. We're supposed to be having the Book of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet is our source. And those two sources should have been enough for us to take note, to follow, and not to divert ourselves into divisions. Because dividing the religion is a big mistake and a big sin. There should have not been any kind of division, but things had happened. But note here that at the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, there wasn't anything called Shiites. There wasn't anything called Sunni people, Shiite people, nothing. They used to be Muslims. They were always encouraged, ordered by the Prophet to follow his Sunnah. This is where the word Sunni came from. Nevertheless, how many millions of those who carry the word Sunni, and if you explore him, have a look at him, his behavior, his conduct, his commitment, zero. He's not Sunni. So, what is meant by Sunni, not only to refer yourself to a word, but you should be showing people should be referring you as a practice. That's the point. Anyway, after the Prophet's death, there was a disagreement between Ali radiallahu anhu, the cousin of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whom the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said that there is no one that loves you but he is a believer, and there is no one that hates you but he is a hypocrite. Ali radiallahu anhu had a disagreement with Muawiyah radiallahu anhu regarding a political point of view. Uthman was killed brutally. He was oppressed. He was wrong treated. Muawiyah was so rushed to retaliate against those killers of Uthman. Ali radiallahu anhu said, it is not the right time yet to do so. We have to calm the fitna down, and then we can retaliate. We can bring those who are responsible behind the killing of Uthman and then retaliate against them. Muawiyah said, no, my condition that you do that, otherwise I don't give you bay'ah. All Ahlul Sunnah, they agreed that Muawiyah was wrong and that Ali was right. But they say, may Allah's peace and blessings and pleasance be upon all. Although Muawiyah was wrong. And alhamdulillah, there is no Sunni due to my experience, that had ever said Muawiyah was right because I'm Sunni. No. All Ahlul Sunnah, they believe that Muawiyah was wrong. But this is a mistake of Muawiyah. Compare it to the good deeds of Muawiyah. That he had opened the whole Asham, countries of Asham, which include Damascus, Syria today, Lebanon, Palestine, Jordan, all of this region, all of this area had been opened by Muawiyah, and millions of people had converted to Islam through him. So he made a mistake. But this mistake, compare it to the other good deeds that he had done. Now the moderate person, the fair and just person, will be seeing this to be a very small thing compared to the good things that, big things that he had done. Nevertheless, we came after them. We were ordered by Allah to say this. وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِهِمْ. As for those who came after them, after the first generations, the companions, يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ. Those who came after the generation of the companions, they say, that means that what should be their attitude. O Allah, forgive us and grant your forgiveness for those who preceded us in faith. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. And do not let any space of resentment or hatred against those who had believed. This is the task for each one of us, me and you. It was a political disagreement. There was nothing at that time called Sunni and Shia. But this division that took place, a political division, we know that there are always people on the spot spying upon, waiting to take advantage of the disagreement in order to enlarge it and cause a big division in the Ummah. Now this is a thing that many people did not really realize. And until today, many people do not realize this. Afterwards, division, and each cult now, it has its own form, article of faith. And the differ started to become on the matter of creed, doctrine. Not only political disagreement, it became a doctrinal disagreement. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can't do anything against it, but each Muslim is supposed to work hard on bringing the Ummah to get united. Al-Hasan is the son of Ali radiallahu anhu, a great person. He's one of the two who are described by the Prophet that they are the masters of people, of the youth in Jannah. Al-Hasan radiallahu anhu deserved to be called Sayyid, master. Why? Is it because of his race? Is it because of his nature, special nature? Why he was described by the Prophet that he's a master? The Prophet said, this son of mine, Al-Hasan, is a master. And I hope that Allah will be reuniting the Ummah through him. Al-Hasan became the leader, the Imam, after Ali radiallahu anhu's death. And may Allah's curse be on the one who killed him, Ibn Muljam. Al-Hasan became the leader. And there's still disagreement in the Ummah as a result of the disagreements that occurred between Ali and Muawiyah. Then Al-Hasan came with an army of 40,000 soldiers. Came to Muawiyah. People saw this army and they said, the one who has this kind of army will never fail to achieve his goal. It's a big army, 40,000. And he gave up his leadership and he gave it to Muawiyah in order to help the Ummah get united. He sacrificed his right, as Uthman did. Each one of those people, he sacrificed himself, his family, his property for the sake of Allah. He gave it up in order to help getting the Ummah united. And he did it. And Muawiyah honored him. Unlike what people claim that Muawiyah put the poison for Hassan and Hassan died, it is not true. We should analyze that there are a lot of false narrations, and many people were trapped in these kinds of false narrations. They don't know better. As a matter of faith, being a matter of faith, people should be investigating what they talk about. So we have two types of sacrifices. Uthman radiallahu anhu sacrificed himself. He said, no one should be stopping those who are after my blood. Leave them. One person to die and to shed his blood is better than shedding the blood of thousands of Muslims. Leave those people. Let them do what they want to do. And they did. And guess what? Who was in charge of guarding Uthman? Al-Hassan and Al-Hussein. They were ordered by their father to guard Uthman radiallahu anhu. But Uthman gave strict orders. No one should be stopping those people, intercepting them. Leave them. And they had to obey the orders of the leader. So as a result, Uthman died. Another sacrifice, Al-Hassan, he came with 40,000 soldiers and he said to Muawiyah, Imamah is yours. Take it. And that caused the reconciliation of the Ummah. I just wanted to give this small briefing to make you aware of the fact that this division that we have today has nothing to do with the disagreement that had taken place between Ali and Muawiyah. It was mere political issue, and it stopped and it was ended by this honorable conduct of Al-Hasan radiallahu anhu. But afterwards, people took advantage of certain things. This ummah is always being conspired against. It's always like this. So we have to be careful. We've been told that Ali radiallahu anhu did not agree that leadership should be given to Abu Bakr, but he gave his hand. And if you ask people why, they'll say to you, he wanted to maintain the security of the ummah. Fine. That's a good thing. Do you have the same concern of Ali? So, if the matter had passed away, and you are really concerned of the unity of the ummah, why do you have to involve these topics nowadays? It was, let's say it was the right of Ali, and Ali gave his right up for the sake of the ummah. Do the same thing. Stop making these arguments that stop us from giving da'wah to the non-Muslims. That's what's happening nowadays. I used to be a great expert in Christianity. A great expert, alhamdulillah. But now I'm stuck. I can't make da'wah. Because we have many people who are throwing doubts inside the Muslim world, inside the Muslim ummah, against Islam, in the name of Islam. So that stopped me from giving da'wah to the non-Muslims. Who are Ahlul Bayt? Linguistically, scholars of language, they said, Ahlul Rajuli Zawjuh. The Ahl of the man, his wife. Look, if somebody understands Arabic, is there anyone who understands Arabic? Raise your hand up. Okay. When we say ta'ahhala ar-rajulu, or I ask you, for example, do you know Arabic? No, I want someone who knows Arabic. Not learning Arabic. Okay, okay. هل تأهلتي أم لا? Good. What did you understand? Translate what I asked you. Again?
Did you make family?
No.
Are you married?
هل تأهلتي? Are you married? Did you get married? تأهلتي? See? We did not meet before. So I just want to make sure. That when I use the word تأهل الرجل, that means he became married. So أهل الرجل, his wife. And when we say Ahlul Bayt, his family, his wife, who takes care of his house. We call it today household. Household. So the wife is inside the house or outside the house. If she is divorced, she is outside of the house. If she is not divorced, she's inside the house. How do you say to me that the wives are not Ahlul Bayt while they are inside the Bayt? Bayt means house. How can you say that? They are not Ahlul Bayt, the wives are not Ahlul Bayt, yet they are inside the Bayt. Happy. So, I gave the reference, معجم مقاييس اللغة. وأهل الرجل أخص به وأهل البيت سكانه. The people of the house are those who are living in the house. أهل البيت سكانه, etc. والبيت التزويج يقال بات الرجل يبيت إذا تزوج. So as a result, we can see here التأهل التزويج أهل البيت سكانه. It's very clear, very obvious linguistically. Now the Quran also is the judge. We may disagree on the Sunnah between us and the Shia. Now not here. This gathering here is a very high academical, intellectual gathering. We should not be dealing with our emotions, but we should be dealing with our rational, our intellect. It's very important. At least, if we disagree, we still have something called respect, if we disagree. Because despite the disagreement, if you still have this factor of respect, we can still communicate. But if there's no more respect, how can we communicate? No way. We can see the Quran here. إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Do you know this verse, brothers? All of you know it. Does it begin like this or not? What is the beginning of this verse? No. No. Can anyone know? That's not the beginning of the verse. The verse begins like this. وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُنْ, and abide in your houses. وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَ تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى, and do not display the former times of ignorance. وَأَقِمْنَا الصَّلَاةِ, and establish the prayer. وَآتِينَا الزَّكَاةِ, and give the alms. وَأَطِعْنَا اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ, and obey Allah and His Messenger. إِنَّمَا, verily, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ, Allah intends only to remove from you the impurity, O Ahl al-Bayt. وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا, and to purify you the utmost purification. Ahl al-Bayt. Now, the addressing here, how do you see it? Is it for someone else other than the wives of the Prophet or not? The addressing is from Allah to the wives of the Prophet. In Surah Al-Ahzab, chapter 29, verse 33. You may say, no, you disagree. We say, alright, let's go to another verse. Because the word Ahlul Bayt is mentioned 3 times only in the Quran. Only 3 times. Not 4. Only 3 times. As Ahl, yes, many times. But Ahlul Bayt, only 3 times. Let's go to the next one. The angels came to Ibrahim, the Prophet Abraham, as they say in English. And Ibrahim wanted to shake hands with them. But he realized that no shaking, no touching taking place. He was scared. He knew afterwards that those are angels who came to give him glad tidings. Now, at that moment, his wife appeared. He was scared. He knew afterwards that those are angels who came to give him glad tidings. Now, at that moment, his wife appeared. And they gave her the good news of having a son. She said, يا ويلتا أألد وأنا عجوز? Shall I beget? Shall I deliver children while I am old? وهذا بعلي شيخا, and this husband of mine is also too old? They said, أتعجبين من أمر الله? Are you amazed of the decree of Allah? رحمة الله وبركاته عليكم أهل البيت. May the mercy and the blessings of Allah be upon you, أهل البيت. Now the angels are addressing who? The wife of Ibrahim. It's very clear. The Quran is the judge. See, now you see and hear. At the day of judgment, you're going to be responsible for what you hear and see today. It's the Quran. Third verse. The mother of Musa, her son had been taken by Allah's care to the house of Pharaoh. To the house of Pharaoh. And Allah does the job. Alhamdulillah. Now, Musa is hungry. And the wife of Pharaoh loved Musa. She brought all those suckling milk women, to give him milk. But the divine command was, decline. Oh Musa, decline. He's hungry. Allah controls everything. So Musa was refusing. As his sister was spying, standing from far, observing her brother, she immediately interfered and said, shall I guide you, direct you to an Ahlul Bayt, who will care for him, to you, and they are to him for his upbringing sincere. Thus we restored him to his mother. So that means, when his sister said Ahlul Bayt, she was talking about the household of Musa. And Allah restored Musa to Ahlul Bayt. Who were Ahlul Bayt? His mother. 3 times the word Ahlul Bayt is mentioned in the Quran, and 3 times was talking about the household, the wife. Some other verses we can find Ahl, but not Ahlul Bayt, which is the same. As you will see, for example, the 4th ayah, we will save you and your family except your wife. You and your family except your wife. Why? She was a disbeliever. So if she was a believer, the word family would have been including her. But as she was a disbeliever, she was exempted from those who will be saved of his family. 5th verse, I don't see it. Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, Musa. Musa said to his wife, the Quran says he said to his family, stay here until I go and find, because he saw a fire and he wanted to see if there's something to eat. So he said to his, and the Shia scholars, they said, he said to his family, stay here. That means he said to his wife. So the word Ahlul Bayt is used in the Quran for that purpose. The last verse, you know what happened between Yusuf and the wife of the king? She was attracted to him, she wanted him, he was running away from her, and she was catching him from the back of his shirt. And as he was running to the door, both are rushing to the door. She wanted him, and he wanted the door. He opened the door, and suddenly her husband was on the door. Immediately, you know, women are good in plotting. Sorry, don't be upset with me. She immediately changed the behavior. She said, what is the punishment of those who intend evil against your family? but they should be imprisoned or they should be painfully punished. Your family, she mentioned the word family, and that means yourself. So as you can see, this is from the Quran, and as I said, the one who really glorifies the Quran should be saying, that's enough for me. This is a matter of religion. It is a matter of faith. I should not be hearing and then saying, just like those who used to say, we hear, and we disobey. We hear and we ignore. You know, there are many lively factors that cause the person sometimes to ignore. The truth is shown to him clearly, and yet he says, maybe afterwards I believe in it. Afterwards, not now. Now from the Sunnah, we find, according to the Sunnah, that the family are the wives, the sons, and even the cousins. Narrated by Bukhari that the Prophet used to be passing by the house of Aisha. Every time he enters the house of Aisha, he says, Assalamu alaikum Ahlul Bayt. Bukhari. Now some people say, we don't believe in your Bukhari. Now what did you do with the Quran? Think about it. Don't let shaitan trap you. Also he was asked, ﷺ, how can we perform our prayer on you, O Prophet, in our prayer? He says, say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Say, O Allah, grant your salah on Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. Now listen here. There's something very important here. The word Ahlul Bayt, Al Muhammad, it means also every true follower of the Prophet Muhammad. Because the word Al is referred, it has been used in the Quran as well for those followers of somebody. وَحَاقَ بِآلِ فِرْعَوْنَ سُوءُ الْعَذَابِ. The Al of Fir'aun were severely punished. Al Fir'aun. He's not talking about his sons, about the followers of Fir'aun. So nevertheless, here, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Right after that, in Bukhari as well, in another narration, he says, say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa azwajihi wa dhurriyyatihi. Grant your salah, O Prophet, O Allah, on your, on Muhammad and his wives and his sons. As a result, when Ahl Sunnah acknowledge that the sons of the Prophet are his Ahl, they do not ignore the wives, or the vice versa. When they acknowledge that the wives are the Ahl of the Prophet, they do not ignore the sons. They acknowledge both, the wives and the sons. While in the Shiites' perspective, no. They acknowledge the sons apart from the wives. And neither the language agree with them, nor the Quran agree with them, nor the Sunnah agree with them. The Prophet ﷺ was saying, O Allah, let the provision of Al Muhammad be only qut. Qut, that means they don't spare more money, more food. Something that is sufficient for them to eat. This is only for the family of the Prophet. And that is a sign of the Prophet's reliability and credibility. Because the Prophet is not allowed to take charity from people. Even his family, they're not allowed to take charity from people. No charity. It's not allowed. And if the Prophet died, his family are not allowed to inherit him. Any lively thing that the Prophet leaves should be for the poor people in general, not for his family. If the Prophet, in other words, if the Prophet was a liar, why should he be declaring to be a prophet? Any false prophet will be declaring prophethood in order to gain some lively benefit. But look here, the Prophet is saying, I'm not, even the Prophet was walking with his son Al-Hasan, grandson. And Al-Hasan went down, he saw a piece of a date, and he took it. Then the Prophet said to him, leave it. it may be from the property of sadaqah. And if the Prophet, in other words, if the Prophet was a liar, why should be he declaring to be a prophet? Any false prophet will be declaring prophethood in order to gain some lively benefit. But look here, the Prophet is saying, I'm not, even the Prophet was walking with his son Al-Hasan, grandson. And Al-Hasan went down, he saw a piece of a date, and he took it. Then the Prophet said to him, leave it. It may be from the property of sadaqah, and we are Al-Muhammad not allowed to take any from the money of sadaqah. We're not allowed. This is a miracle in itself. We use that when we introduce Islam to the non-Muslims. We use this as an evidence, as a sign that Muhammad ﷺ is a true messenger of Allah. So here the Prophet was saying, "Oh Allah, let the provision of the family of Muhammad be only to make their need, to be sufficient for their need only, not to spare anything more." And this da'wah, this supplication of the Prophet ﷺ was heard regarding the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, but did not include Bani Hashim nor Bani al-Muttalib, because among them there used to be rich people. But as for his wives and sons, their provision was only a qut. That means only something which is hardly to be sufficient for them just to eat. What is our perspective regarding Ahlul Bayt? There are some false narrations that, Ali after his death, or even when he was alive, in Damascus, he was cursed on the pulpits. And that means when people give Friday sermon, they say, "May Allah curse Ali." I didn't see any authentic narration. But I say here, while I'm standing, may Allah curse anyone who says it, no matter who he is. Because the Prophet ﷺ, according to Sahih Muslim, he said to Ali, "Wallahi, la yuhibbuka illa mu'min, wa la yubghiduka illa munafiq." There is no one that loves you, but he is a believer. And there is no one that hates you, but he is a hypocrite. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he had some beautiful words here regarding the Sunnis' perspection regarding Ahlul Bayt. He says, وَيُحِبُّونَ أَهْلَ بَيْتِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم. Ahl Sunnah love the family of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, وَيَتَوَلَّوْنَهُم, and they are loyal to them. وَيَحْفَظُونَ فِيهِمْ وَصِيَّةَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم, and they maintain following the will of the Prophet, the legacy of the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم regarding his family. Because he said at the day of Ghadir Khum, he said, أُذَكِّرُكُمُ اللَّهَ فِي أَهْلِ بَيْتِي. I remind you, fear Allah regarding my family. Fear Allah regarding my family. وقال للعباس, he said to his uncle Al-Abbas, and some people complained to him that some of the people of Quraysh, they are boycotting the people of Hashim. Then the Prophet said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحِبُّوكُمْ لِلَّهِ وَلِقَرَابَتِهِ. I swear by Allah, they will not be believers until they love you for the sake of Allah and for the sake of my relationship to them. وقال, and he said عليه الصلاة والسلام, إن الله اصطفى من بني إسماعيل. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had chosen the sons of Ismail. واصطفى من بني إسماعيل كنانة, and he had chosen from the people of Ismail the tribe of Kanana. واصطفى من كنانة قريشا, and he had chosen from Kanana the people of Quraysh. واصطفى من قريش بني هاشم, and he had chosen from Quraysh the people of Hashim. واصطفاني من بني هاشم, and he had chosen me from among the people of Hashim. See, one person came to Abu Jahl. You know Abu Jahl. Yani he is the father of ignorance. بئس الأب وبئس الابن. He is the father and his son is ignorance. What a bad father and what a bad son. Abu Jahl. Someone said to him, Abu Jahl, tell me, between me and you, do you think that Muhammad is a liar in his claim that that he's claiming prophethood? He said, shh, no. Wallah, he's truthful. But we've been having a competition between us and the people of Hashim regarding who's the more honorable among the two tribes. You know, this used to be the attitude of those people. They gave food to the pilgrims and we gave food. We gave shelter and water to the pilgrims and they did. Competing, competing. Suddenly they said, a prophet came from us. Where can we get a prophet from our tribe for them? Well, how can we do it? We can't do it. We have to say you're a liar. He doesn't belong to our tribe. He belongs to the tribe of Hashim. Oh, so that's why he was accusing the Prophet Muhammad, despite Muhammad was his nephew. And he was accusing him to be a liar. So, the general belief of Ahlul Sunnah regarding Ahlul Bayt, we remember always the legacy of the Prophet ﷺ, وَذَكِّرُكُمُ اللَّهَ فِي أَهْلِ بَيْتِ. What does the meaning of وَذَكِّرُكُمُ اللَّهِ? That means don't curse them? Not only this, there are people who go to extremes regarding them. They say, for example, Ali is eternal. Ali was created by light. And he is a light from the light of Allah. And Ali and the Ahlul Bayt, they are superior over the universe, as Al-Khomeini mentioned. They said that Ali and the Ahlul Bayt, they are superior over the universe and even over the atoms. They have a great control over every thing in this world. That's extremism. We disagree with that. So neither to curse them, nor to go in extreme with them, and nor to slander the Prophet's wives, because the Prophet's wives are his wives here, and they will be his wives at the day of judgment. Note here, if they were bad, the Prophet would have been divorcing them, because there was something like that in the Quran, in the same chapter 29. Allah said, in this 29, where is it? Oh. Yes. In this, I think 32. Yeah. O prophets, tell your wives, if you want the life and its adornment, so come to me. I'll give you your dowry back, and I will divorce you. But if you want Allah and His Messenger, وَالدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ, and the hereafter, then Allah will be preparing for those believers among you a great reward. So this is an option that was given to the wives of the Prophet. If you want this life and its adornment, come to me, I'll divorce you. Enjoy life. But if you want Allah and His Messenger and the hereafter, then Allah is preparing great reward for you. The Prophet, did he divorce Aisha? No. That means she wants Allah and His Messenger and the hereafter. That's what it means. I'm dealing with the Quran. Did he divorce Hafsa? No. So she remained his wife, and she will be his wife at the day of judgment. This is our perspective. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he said, I swear by the one upon whom my life lies in his hand, لقرابة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أحب إلي من أن أصل قرابتي. The family, to maintain the contact with the family of Ahlul Bayt is more important to me than maintaining the connection with my own family. That means I rather join the relationship between me and the family of the Prophet more than joining the relationship between me and my own family. And this is what we believe in. I swear by Allah. Now here, there's something that we always, there's a difference between the Sunnah and the Shia. They say, should we say the book and the Sunnah, or the book and the Itra? Itra means the family of the Prophet. And they quote that from Tirmidhi and many other sources, that the Prophet said, I have left with you something by which, as long as you uphold or hold fast to, you will never be misguided: the book and the Itra. And the Itra means the family. Now this hadith is not authentic in many of its narrations, but in general, some scholars have elevated it to be Hasan. Hasan, that means this is the lowest kind of authentic narration. As a result, it's authentic. But what's the meaning of the book and the Itra? They say, it is wrong to say that you should follow the book and the Sunnah. You should follow the book and the Itra. Wait a minute. Be with me, please. Where did the Itra? So we should uphold to the knowledge or what the Itra have, the knowledge that the family of the Prophet have. Alright, no problem. But tell me, where did they get it from? Where did Al-Itra get their knowledge from? From Allah directly, or from the Sunnah of the Prophet? Important question. It's a very important question. Did they get it from the Prophet? So why do we have to make a disagreement about that? Since the Itra, the family of the Prophet, took the Sunnah from the Prophet, so did we say anything wrong? They will tell you that this narration, the Book of Allah and my Sunnah, it's not authentic, narrated in Muwatta Malik, etc. But it has many other ways that raise it to be authentic, as we did to the Hadith, the book and the Itra. We said it's Hasan. But what's the meaning of Itra here? Not to uphold the Itra, no, but to fear Allah with regarding the Itra, as the Prophet said in Sahih Muslim, أُذَكِّرُكُمُ اللَّهِ, I give you warning, fear Allah regarding my family. This is what it means. To uphold the Itra of the Prophet is to fear Allah regarding them, not to slander them and not to exaggerate in describing them. This is what it, because those who slander them, very rude. But those also who elevate them to be equal to God, they are also very rude. And the devil doesn't care about which way you take of among the two ways of extremism, this way or that way, because those two ways belong to him. He doesn't want you to be in the middle. He wants you to take this way or that way, but don't get close to the middle way. So exaggerating is also slandering in another way. So we can solve this. We say the Sunnah of the Prophet, if the Itra have it, then no problem, we can take it from the Itra. But did they take it from the Sunnah of the Prophet? Yes. So, nothing. If I take the Sunnah from a Shafi'i, for example, or Abu Hanifa, that means I have taken the Sunnah from the Prophet because they took it from him. So what is the big deal? Ayatul Tathir. Is it for the wives or for the sons? We have mentioned this. I think we should not explain it. Hadith al-Kisa. The Prophet was sick, والسلام, and he was helped by Al-Abbas and Ali radiallahu anhu. And he went home and he found Fatima came to him, Ali came to him radiallahu anhum, Al-Hasan, Al-Hussein. Then the Prophet ﷺ, after revealing this verse, where is it? After having this verse revealed to him, he collected Fatima, Ali, Hassan, Hussein, and he put them under the garment, and he said, Allahumma ha'ula'i ahlu bayti, fa'adhhib anhum al-rijsa wa tahirhum tathira. Those are my Ahlul Bayt. Now, according to the Shia, they say that, you see, this hadith is saying that the Prophet said, those are my family, my Ahlul Bayt. Yes, it's true. So now I'm a teacher. Let's say I'm a teacher here. Okay, and you're all my students. So I pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brothers. Please come to me, please. Please come to me. Okay? Stay. I'm saying for example. Okay? So I collect the 5 students of mine and say, those are my students. Doesn't mean that all the others are not my students. If I coincidentally saw 2, 3 students of mine and say, oh, you are my students, I'm so proud of you. Doesn't mean that all the other students are not my students. No. Why do we have to take it that way? Yes. And besides, they say that hadith al-kisa is very important. Note here that kisa means garment. And the Prophet used to be using the same garment of his wives, by the way. You know, garment is not a female cloth necessarily, nor a male cloth. It's only a garment that a person puts on over him. And the Prophet used to be praying and taking that garment from his wives, putting it on him and performing the prayer. So the Prophet brought the garment and put it over Fatima, Ali, Hassan, Hussein. Therefore, is there anyone more? I don't think so. And then he said, those are my family. Well, we agree, for sure. We don't say they're not. But we don't ignore what the Prophet said as well. In other hadith, when he used to enter the house of Aisha, he said, Assalamu alaikum Ahlul Bayt. So we have to combine the evidences, not to ignore some of the evidences. We should not ignore the evidence of the Quran. The Quran used the word Ahlul Bayt 3 times for the wives, not for the sons at all. And as a result, I mean, what is the fruit? What is the fruit and what is the purpose behind putting the garment? The Prophet had a concern that people may think that this verse, where is it again? Ya Allah. That's it. That people will think that this is for the wives only. So he brought his sons and he put them under the garment and he said, those are my Ahl. Those are my Ahl. Those my Ahlul Bayt. So Alhamdulillah, Ahlul Sunnah, they believe that Ahlul Bayt is for the wives of the Prophet and for every son of the Prophet and even for Ali radiallahu anhu. Because it comprehends as well, it includes as well the cousin of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because al-Muslim or al-Aqil, they were also not allowed to take charity. So people use this, you know, the kisa, hadith al-kisa, as an evidence of either of the 2 things or both things. That they deserve to be the leaders after the Prophet. Second, that they are masoom. You know the meaning of masoom? What's the meaning of masoom? Huh? Sinless. Sinless. That means they never make mistake. We don't know human nature be like this. Those are angels. Huh? And the question is, are they by nature sinless? It should be, they say yes, because Allah said, Allah is intending to purify you. That means He is making you sinless. So by the qadr of Allah, Allah is making your nature to be sinless. Naturally you are sinless. Well, that makes me better than them. How? Because I struggle against sinning despite I have a sinful nature. I give an example. Don't laugh. I said don't laugh. Okay. May Allah reward that blind man that I saw. I used to be having a friend who was a blind man. MashaAllah. He never looked at any woman. MashaAllah. Why, he's blind? You should not be amazed. He's blind. He can't see. So why do you say may Allah reward him? He never looked upon a woman. He has to. So who's better? The one who is naturally doesn't sin, or the one who is sin-able, but he's struggling against the sin? Who's better now? You tell me. I'll leave it to you. You tell me. I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it to you. Extremism regarding Ahlul Bayt. Some people believe, I don't want to say Shia, some people may get angry with me. I'm not going to say Shia. I'm going to say some people. Some people on this planet, they believe that they have a sort of divine nature because they were created by light, and they were created even before Adam was created. They were mere lights, and they were surrounding the throne of Allah. Allah had touched them by His hand, and He supported them with light from His own light. They are better than the prophets. Ali is better than Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Noah, etc., etc. And they quote hadith, they say it's mutawatir, it's authentic. علي خير البشر. Ali is the best of mankind. ومن أبى فقد كفر. And whoever refuses, he becomes kafir. And many scholars of the Shia, they said it's authentic. Now, if you want any evidence from me, I know it may take time with me. I can bring it, not Google it for you, but I have it. I have the evidence here. It may take time, but it's your right. If you ask me, give me the evidence, I have to. Because when I speak, I never allow myself to speak even one word without evidence, without knowledge. It's haram. You know, fornication, in my perspective, is haram. And also, quoting people something that they did not say, it is something to me similar to that of fornication. It's not allowed. So, is it really? If I want to become a Shia, I must believe that Ali radiallahu anhu is better than the Prophet Ibrahim? Otherwise I become kafir? This is not an Islamic belief. The Muslims always believe that the prophets are the best of all mankind. There is no one ever better than the prophets of Allah. They believe that they are masoom, as I mentioned to you, and the prophets are not masoom. If you remember when Musa was with Al-Khadr, and Al-Musa forgot the fish, the whale. And also when he met with Al-Khadr, he promised Al-Khadr that no matter what he sees, he doesn't speak against until he gets the instruction from Al-Khadr. But Musa cannot be patient when he sees something that appears to him to be wrong. He must speak, unlike me and you. Many times we don't speak against the evil. We don't speak out. So Al-Khadr said to Musa, didn't I tell you that you're not going to be patient with me? Then Musa said, oh, forgive me for what I have forgotten. Now forgetfulness is a sin, is a mistake. I don't mean sin necessarily, it's a mistake. So Musa was seeking the pardon of Al-Khadr because he promised, but he failed because he forgot. So the prophets forget, but the belief of the Shia today, unanimously, that the Imams do not forget. And they quote a doubt, they bring a doubt saying, alright, if the Prophet forgets, that means he may be forgetting some of the revelation that Allah revealed to him. We said, no. No. This is the job of Allah. Despite the Prophet has a human nature, and we know the human nature is able of mistaking. Despite that, it is the job of Allah to preserve and to guard and to protect His revelation. It's not only the job of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inna alayna jam'ahu wa Qur'ana. It's on us to collect it, and to make you able to read it. It's on us. It seems to be something similar to the doubt that the non-Muslims bring. They say, well, how can your prophet be a illiterate man at the same time he receives the revelation? Maybe he had made a mistake. We say no, alhamdulillah. The prophet is illiterate, and the Quran today contains the scientific evidences that you cannot decline and you cannot reject. Alhamdulillah. So, since we had no concerns about how can a prophet be illiterate and the revelation, we did not have any fear about the revelation from an illiterate prophet, we also have no fear about the revelation of Allah from a prophet who has a human nature and who is able to forget. They believe that the Imams do not forget, and that's not true. Ibn Babawayh al-Qummi, an early Shiite scholar, he cursed those who believe that the Imams do not forget. He said this is the beginning of extremism. And now it is a unanimously agreed belief among the Shia that they do not forget. Also they know the unseen. There's nothing that occurs until the Day of Judgment, but they know it. Ali, he is the decider. He has the decision as to who deserves to be going to paradise and who deserves to be going to hell. At the day of, they believe that, and I can show it to you. I have videos and I have audios. I can show it to you. Shia believe that when the person about to die, Ali will appear to him and will tell him if he is one of the people of hell or one of the people of Jannah. And at the Day of Judgment, the bridge that leads to paradise or hell, the bridge that leads to paradise, he'll be standing at the beginning of the bridge. He'll say to this person, take the bridge. Another person, no, go to hell. Is that the mission of Ali? Where's Allah? What else supposed to be doing? If this is what Ali, this is the mission of Ali, radiallahu anhu, that's not true. No. إياب الخلق للأئمة وحسابهم على الأئمة. The return of the people is to the Imams, and their reckoning will be on the Imams. There are many prayers that are to be performed. Salat Ali, Salat al-Hasan, Salat al-Hussein, Salat al-Jawad, Salat al-Rida, Salat al-Mahdi. Some of the prayers are 2 units, some of them are 4 units. No, we disagree with that. We also disagree on something. You know, when a Christian converts to Islam, he's very happy. We say to him, never say, oh Mary again. Never say, oh Jesus. Say, oh Allah. Wow, that's beautiful. I like it. That sounds good. Because the purity in worship is the most important thing in Islam. Do you like the honey? You know, I say to the Christians, do you like the honey? I say, yes. Pure? Oh yes, we want it to be pure. And Allah loves your worship to be as pure as the honey you love. He wants the worship to be pure to Him. And not to say when you're in trouble, oh Mahdi, help me. Just like this, have you seen that buddy, the weights lifter? Have you seen him in the Olympia? You saw him? You know, he stood up in front of thousands of people. He's about to lift. Ya Mahdi, ya Sahib al-Zaman, Ya Imamana, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Wallahi, I have it here. Then, what happened, Imam al-Zaman? I can't lift it. He can do it. He can do it. Now, brothers and sisters, we don't mean by that to mock or ridicule. No, we say, let's have a common term among us. We don't say Ya Hussein. Despite today the word Ya Hussein became a pretext, a banner. You know, there are websites, the title of those websites, Ya Hussein. The title of the website, Ya Hussein, that means it became shi'ar, a banner for them. Why? The shi'ar of the Muslim is Ya Allah. Oh Allah. Only. Not to ask anyone. Christians used to be saying, Oh Mary. Oh maiden. Oh Mary, help me. Save me. We say to them, don't say that anymore. But, you know, you can say, Oh Muhammad, Oh Hussein, no problem. But don't say, Oh Mary. Shame on you. If you say, Oh Mary, you are mushrik. But if you say, Ali, Ya Hussein, Ya Muhammad, it's tolerated. Why? Only because the name is different? If you're not allowed to say, Oh Mary, you're not allowed to say, Oh Jesus. Oh Hussein, Oh Ali. Say, Ya Allah. That's all. And don't argue. It's a matter, look, it's a matter of tawheed. It's a matter of monotheism, tawheed. Suppose you're wrong. Your mistake has something to do with the doctrine. It's not a mistake about, is this halal or is halal? No. It's a matter of aqeedah. And if you died while you have this mistake, and we know that tawheed, anything that opposes tawheed will not be forgiven. Any shirk will not be forgiven. Why do you have to jeopardize yourself? Why? Why? We will disagree on this matter, Ya Hussein, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, but we will not disagree as long as we both say, Ya Allah. The Ummah needs today to get united, but it will not be united over the book and the sunnah. No, it should be united according to the book and the sunnah, while holding fast the book and the sunnah. This is the important thing. We can see making tawaf around the graves of the Imams in Karbala, in Kufa. You can go and see that tawaf, just like what's happening in Mecca, tawaf. And I was arguing with someone. He said to me, I said to him, look, it's a matter of worship or not. Why do we make tawaf around the Kaaba in Mecca? Because it's a matter of worship, isn't it? He said yes. I said, so when you make tawaf around the graves, so that's ibadah. He said, no. Who told you? Who told you? How dare you say that? I said, pardon me, maybe you are a tourist? Maybe you're a tourist? You're making tawaf as a tourist? What is the purpose? That's nonsense. So these are aspects of paganism, in a matter of fact. Eating, for example, eating some small parts of stones, and they believe that this is a part of the body of Al-Hussein. We disagree with them. How? Why? Making your sujood on this rounded piece, horse, they call it. Why? They say it is the Turba Husayniyya. It's from Karbala. It has something to do with the body of Jesus. The Christians say that the cross also has something to do with the body of Jesus. But why it has to be so? When the Prophet performed the prayer, when Ali performed the prayer, did he put A4 paper on him, on the ground? Did he put anything? No. So this is something new that people are doing nowadays. It has not been done before. It has not been encouraged or commanded by the Prophet ﷺ. Never ever. Therefore, we have, for example, here Khomeini. He said, "Wallahi la yusibu al-ilm." No one can achieve knowledge illa min ahli bayt nazal alayhim Jibril, except by people of Ahlul Bayt that Jibril used to be coming down on them. That means revealing to them. And we have another one here. He says, Khomeini, he says, Jibreel al-Amin, Jibril the trustworthy, كان ينزل مرارا خلال هذه 75 يوما التي عقبت وفاة الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. He was always going down to Fatima, and he was telling her about all the matters of the future that are supposed to be done regarding her family, her offspring, her sons. We disagree with that. We say this is incorrect. We disbelieve in it. Now, there's a lot of things to talk about, and I don't want to take much of your time. I think it would be more exciting if I welcome questions from all of you. I did not, this preparation that you saw, I humbly say, I just made it while I was on the train. This one. Because I was shocked. Some people called me yesterday and said, you have a lecture. I said, I just came back from London. And I made a surgery last week, here. They said, sorry, you have to. Huh? I have to? So I made small preparation. I hope it was informative. I welcome the question from the, not from the Sunni people, but I give priority to the Shia. It is a good chance to have them here with us. We welcome them, and we welcome any question they would like to ask. And as I said, please be academic, be intellectual. Don't go with your emotions. I don't advise you for this. It's a gathering of ilm, knowledge, and the gathering of ilm is blessed. So please, I give you the opportunity to ask any question you'd like to ask. You may take this and pass it to any sister who would like to ask a question. Just, yes, please. Keep it beside her.
We were supposed to record it. It's sound. It's on. Just play it. We'll just stop.
Okay, what's the question? Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you something. You said that Shias do tawaf around the grave. I'm Shia. I've been to Iraq, Iran, Syria. We've never done that. So is it a... Sorry?
You lack experience.
Is it a certain type of Shias that do that, or is it just all of them?
No, you don't need to be certain type of Shia.
Because you have Baharas, you have Ismailis.
Those who sow, they are evident. They are more believed than those who did not see. So this is the limit of your knowledge. And I saw it many times. Okay. Even the one who wrote the book called Then I Was Guided, he wrote in his book that I went to the grave of Rida and I saw the Tawaf. It was disgusting to me. I didn't like it. What is this? And I was asking the Shia scholars, what is this? Why do we do these things? Okay? So, for sure, it's been done. You lack experience, maybe in the future. Just Google it.
I will. I will.
On YouTube, you're going to see it.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If anyone else wants to ask.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, but this is only for the camera.
Does it work?
So, please, after you take it, give it back to me. Sister, you can keep it with you. It gives the same voice, exactly, the same rate.
She wants it again.
Can you hear it now?
I can hear it.
Yeah.
You said about how the Shia pray on the oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not, when they pray on the stone, it's not just because it's Imam Hussein or anything like that. It's because, like, on the days of the Prophet and stuff, when they used to pray, they never used to pray on the prayer mat, they used to pray on the floor, like on the stone. And so when we pray on the stone, it's because it's Bahara. Because when, for example, when they make the prayer mat, in the process of making it, it doesn't have that exact, we don't know what, like, things have gone into the thing to make it. You know what I mean?
I may disagree with you because there's a book called السجود على التربة الحسينية.
Yeah, but I mean, when they used to do that after basically they're not doing it because of just Imam Hussein. They're doing it because of...
Then why do they call it التربة الحسينية?
Because it is from Karbala. Because it's from Karbala.
Exactly.
But it doesn't have to. It could be
Pardon
any floor, anything that's pure you could pray on.
Yeah, but why do they call it التربة الحسينية? Look, sister. I have the book with me, and the title is Prostrating on the Turba Husayniyah.
Yeah, but they don't have, the point is that they don't have, it doesn't have to be on the Turba Husayniyah.
Our question is not about it's obligatory or advisable.
Yeah.
But the question
I mean,
is...
it's the matter of purity, it's only because of the purity of it.
Why don't you have course here and here and here and here as well? So you have 5 courses.
That's the part of you that's actually going on the floor when you're doing the
Listen, you need 7 courses. Because if you need to put 1 here for the purity, matter of purity, we need also for this and this and the knees and the toes. They call it Rubah Hasaniyah. But anyway, before we ask about this, we have to ask, was this the prayer, if this is needed, did the Prophet do it for that purpose? Probably do it. No companion did it. As a matter of fact, this has been suggested hundreds of years after the Prophet, after the companion. Believe me. So, I hope I gave the answer. Thank you very much. Please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you
for your talk. When you were talking about hadith al-Kisaf,
Haditha?
hadith al-Kisaf,
Hadith al-Kisaf, yes.
My question is, can the Holy Prophet exclude people if it was their right to be called Ahlul Bayt and be in a particular, under the cloth? Can the Holy Prophet make such an unfair judgment and exclude the people that should have been there and take away the right that is due to them? Is it logically possible that the Holy Prophet makes such a grave error in terms of the coming generation? Because that is not something, the Holy Prophet has not only been sent to bring the revelation, but provide it and give it to the people in the most correct manner ever possible. And that's why he was known as the best of human beings. Contrary to what other people have said, that Ali is better than the Holy Prophet. And I'm sure many Shiites have been misguided in that concept as well, because we do not agree that Ali is better than the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet is the best of human beings.
No, they take the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as exemption. They say except for the Prophet Muhammad. But they say all other prophets, Ali is better than them. Yeah, just don't know. Because I have to speak fairly. The sister beside you, I think you know that they say that except the Prophet Muhammad, right? They say that Ali is better than all the prophets except the Prophet Muhammad. Okay. Okay. This is what this goes according to what we understand from the incident. What did we understand? As I told you, our Sunni understanding that the Prophet wanted people to understand that the sons are included in the term Ahlul Bayt. That is why, for example, Ja'far al-Sadiq was not included. He was not born at that time. But he followed them in this. Why? Because of the understanding the Prophet gave, that my sons, they are included also in Ahlul Bayt. Okay? Not for any other purpose. We don't believe it. Despite our respect to the Shia, but we don't believe it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other question? Okay, now time for the gentleman. Brother? Yes?
I've heard the prayer from one of our brothers that they said that Abu Bakr, the Sunnah, think that Abu Bakr was the most pious person after the Prophet. So basically it's the same thing. I mean, if the Shia are saying that Ali is most pious after the Prophet, the Sunnis believe that Abu Bakr is most pious after the Prophet. So does this mean that Abu Bakr is higher
The
than
Sunnis believe, no, the Sunnis believe that Abu Bakr is the best man on earth except the prophets. After the prophets, Abu Bakr becomes the first. And this is what Ali radiallahu anhu witnessed. According to the book As-Sunnah or Ibn Abi Asim, narrated by the son of Ali, he asked his father, my father, who is the best man after the prophets? He said, Abu Bakr. He said, who's after him? He said, Umar. Muhammad al-Hanafiyyah, he said, I was afraid to say to him, and you are the third, but I dismissed it and I said, who's after? He said, Uthman. And he said, what about you? He said, I am no more than a human being, one of the people on this earth. And Ali was very humble. But he deserves to be the fourth. And that's our belief, that he is the fourth. After Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali is the fourth. Khalifa, Rashid, who deserved to be believed to be the fourth best person on the face of the earth after the prophets. But not better than the prophets. Inshallah, you understand me? Any other question? Yes.
The Sunni and the Shia split due to hereditary, the difference between hereditary and meritocratic rulers. But after the split, all the Sunni leaders are hereditary, almost.
All the Sunni leaders are?
Like they bring their sons. Is it like ironic? Like,
Inheriting. Because I heard the word heretic.
no.
Heritage. Oh, all right. Okay. Not all of them, no. For example, when there was suggestion given to Umar when he was bleeding, they said, your son is good. He said, it's not allowed to return to any of the family of Umar. Never. Umar didn't allow it. It returned, yes, after Muawiyah. He gave it to his son Yazid for certain purposes. He said, he's the expert, he was always with me, and regarding the fitna that is taking place, I suggest him now, currently, to be elected. Nevertheless, we disagree with that. We disagree with this. But also look, if you want to look at it from the other angle, for example, the Shia also say that the son of Ali deserves to be after his father, the son of Ali deserves, so it's something similar as well. Okay, so we disagree with both. We say, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ. Look here, the Islamic system regarding the election and presidential issues is great. Note the Prophet ﷺ did not say the Khalifa after me should be Abu Bakr. You will not find something. But he said about Abu Bakr, let Abu Bakr be the leader for the prayer. Then Ali said to Abu Bakr, when Abu Bakr was about to be elected, Ali accepted him to be the Khalifa. He said, the Prophet selected you to be the leader in our matter of religion. That means prayer. Shouldn't we also select you to be the leader of our lively affairs? So the leader who is about to die, for example, he has the right to give his advice that who is best to be after him. Advice, not to dictate people to accept his advice. Because being a righteous person, he knows the best. He is the one who is involved in the political issues, and he has many people who are consultants around him. He knows who deserves best to be the best. And nasiha lillah, the advice should be given for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of my family, not for the, no. The nasiha should be given for the sake of Allah. Alright? So that's why the Prophet ﷺ, he gave the advice. But at the same time, he did not dictate people that you should be accepting Abu Bakr and no one else. And this is how the matter should be going always, in every person. Okay? Any other questions, brother? I think, okay, sister, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for your lecture.
Thank you.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to kindly say the reference to what you just said about Ali saying that Abu Bakr, you led the prayer, so you should lead the Ummah. Can you just say the reference of that, please?
Yes, inshallah. I will. Oh, it went off. Can you put, please, can you kindly put, forget this.
It's cool. I just got off my coffee. It's apparently it's really good. Let's take the mic and talk. Hello.
Okay, it's okay, I'll keep this question. Yes, sister, please.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalam.
I just wanted to ask you something about a sect of Shia. I don't know if I should ask it, but because you're quite knowledgeable, I would like about Shia and the different lineages. Is there any mention about Ismailism? Because they are a sect of Shia, and I think there's a disagreement between the imams, and I just want to have clarification not who's right, but what is the understanding of these imams, and where do we go from there?
Tell you the truth, I'm not ready to answer questions about the Shia. About Ismailis. Ismail is considered to be extremist kind of Shia. Extremist kind of Shia. And they are not considered to be Muslims even by the Shia.
How?
They have mixture of beliefs, Indian sources, Sufi, Hindu sources. Like for instance, they don't believe in resurrection. They believe in reincarnation. They believe that, for example, if you are a bad person, your spirit after you die, it will be incarnating a dog or a donkey. But if you are a good person, your spirit will be incarnating a good man or a good woman or etc. So they believe in reincarnation. They don't believe, and this is an Indian ancient kind of belief. It is not a Muslim belief. They don't believe in resurrection. They believe in reincarnation. And we have some of those in my country. They're called Duruz, Ismailis. They are called Duruz, and they're not supposed to be knowing their religion until they become 40 years. Really? And I was asking one of them, what if you died before 40? So those people came from the Peninsula of Saudi Arabia before, early. And they went to Syria, many other countries. And we have today Ismailis in India. They are very strange. Their way of belief, their way of behavior is very strange to me. Yet I did not really investigate much of their beliefs. But they have a lot of extremist kind of belief, to the extent that not only the Sunni Muslims believe that they are heretic, but even the Shia believe that they are heretic. Ismailis and Nusayris, they are very close to one another.
Do you have a particular literature that has that information?
Yes, I do, but in Arabic. I hope it did not really come to my mind to find if there's anything in English. I have in Arabic. If you want, I have it. Yes, I can give you a copy of it. But you may Google it. You may find.
Well, I do.
Today they call Ayatollah Google. You know, Ayatollah. Because Islamically, in many things, you find. You don't imagine to find it. You find it Google. So I hope you can find some English materials regarding these. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll just look for. Yeah, you may ask any question if you have until I try to find this. Oh, we have. Okay. Question. Some people say, don't worry about these small issues. You would worry about the Khilafah. Oh, that doesn't matter, you know, this doctrine, that doctrine. The most important thing is the Khilafah. It's not true. Because I give the same answer that I gave to that person who said, I'll worship Allah when I become 40. I said to them, what if Khilafah did not come, but I may be dying tomorrow? I need to know what should be my belief. I may die tomorrow, and Khilafah may not be established maybe until after 500 years. No. So you have to have a good doctrine, a good belief. You have to study. Look, brothers and sisters, I say that to you, and it's very important. Church failed to meet science. They failed. And there's still a challenge against the church to prove themselves scientifically. The Muslims, they have the Quran, which is full of science and full of miracles. And we're supposed to be here, especially those students of you. They should meet the challenge. They should, when the church failed scientifically, we should succeed. We should succeed. Do you understand what I mean? Every prophet was expert, and his kind of miracles meet the type of the profession that his current people used to be doing. Like for instance, the matter of medicine at the time of Isa alayhi salam, was the thing that people were expert, skillful with. So Isa's miracles met the same kind of skill that the people had. Also at the time of Fir'aun. Today we have a time of, we call it the time of knowledge, science. We should really be on the challenge. And we should prove the Quran to be scientifically the book that those people are looking for. It's very important. Now, as a matter of saying that Khilafah is the most important thing, my answer is we should seek knowledge whether the Khilafah will be established tomorrow or after 500 years. Because the Khilafah needs educational people, people with knowledge, scholars. How can the Khilafah be established with ignorant people? This is a dream. You can dream if you want, but the dream will not come true until you be realistic and deal with the matter intellectually. What's the concept of mit'ah? Is it permissible in Islam or not? Mit'ah means temporary marriage. It used to be permissible exceptionally for certain hard circumstances. And the Prophet ﷺ said it's not allowed, it's prohibited until the day of judgment. Now, I don't know, if you have a daughter and somebody will come and say to you, give me your daughter for 2-3 hours, I don't know what would be your reaction. Would you like it? If you like it for your daughter, you should like it for the others. If you don't like it for your own daughter, don't like it for the others. Please read the book called Peshawar Nights. You can Google it as well. I read it and I heard it. And it did not convince me. It was a scenario. Anyone, look, anyone wants to have a dialogue, it's good to invite me for a dialogue. Not to say, this is the hujjah. This is the evidence we have given you. Read the book of Peshawar. Why? I brought you the Quran. And you say, read Peshawar? Why do Shia pray with their hands by their side? That means like this. It's not a big deal. We have the Malikis, they do that. Despite the fact that the Prophet said, we are the prophets are ordered by Allah to put our rights over our lefts in our prayer. And that's authentic in Sahih al-Bukhari. But nevertheless, I have wished that this is the only disagreement between us and the Shia. It's not. We don't begin with secondary matters in our disagreements with the Shia. We disagree with them on the matter of, why do you say, oh, Ali, help me? While the books of the Shia, in many cases they said, oh, Ali was using, he said it's halal. Allah, for example, he gave bay'ah to Abu Bakr because of taqiyya. Here he was using taqiyya. Taqiyya, 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 taqiyya. That means he was avoiding, not speaking the truth. That means he was helpless. So how do you ask him for help while he was helpless to do the thing that he wanted to do? Someone raised his hand or her hand. Sister?
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
I was just wondering, does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have a physical attribute according to our idea of brothers?
We don't use the word physical. We confine ourselves to what Allah described Himself. Okay? And not to speak anything more. For example, Allah described Himself that He has 2 hands. He said to Iblis, to the devil, مَا مَنَعَكَ أَن تَسْجُدَ لِمَا خَلَقْتُ بِيَدَيْكَ. Okay? So, even this is the madhab of Ahlul Bayt, by the way. Ahlul Bayt said, describe Allah by that He described Himself and stop to speak anything more than that. Okay? So we don't say physical or unphysical, I don't know, what's the opposite of physical? Huh? Not metaphor. Unphysical. Physical or unphysical. We don't use these terms.
No, what I mean to say is, would we be able to see Allah on the Day of Judgment in a physical sense?
Sure. as I have no doubt that I can see you now, I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing Allah. And guess what? The Prophet said that the moment when they will see Allah in paradise, seeing Allah will cause them to forget all the beauty of paradise. Okay? Why do Shia hit themselves if for the sake of mourning? My knowledge was that self-harm was forbidden in Islam. Yes, hitting yourself like this, it's not good for your hygiene and for your health, but it's not also good for the reputation of Islam. Because there are some Christians say, oh, hallelujah, thank God, I'm Christian. This, hallelujah, look at this. How Muslims are barbaric, look how they hit themselves like this. No, no, this is not Islam. And it's really bad. You're making negative da'wah against Islam. Negative da'wah by going like this. That's nothing. That's nothing. Hitting your head just like that for a purpose. And guess what? They bring their children and they shave here a little bit, and they bring the razor, and the children start to bleed. That's not Islamic. That's not Islamic. Why do they have to do this? And the BBC, Reuters, Sky, all of those, they're so happy to video it. This is Islam. Does Aisha? Oh, Shia. Does Shia mean sect? Yes. Because in the Quran, the word Shia was used for the reference of cults and sects. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. الآن كآية الكتاب يقرأ المسلمين ربما يدل الذين كفروا المسلمين ذرهم يأكلوا ويتمتعوا ويجنوا الأرض بالدعوة فسوف يعلمون. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ فِي شِيَعِ الْأَوَّلِينَ شِيَعِ الْأَوَّلِينَ وَمَا يَأْتِيهِمْ مِنْ رَسُولٍ إِلَّا كَانُوا بِهِ يَسْتَهْزِئُونَ. We have sent many before you, to the sects and the cults before. And there is no prophet that comes to them, but they used to ridicule him and mock him. So the word Shia was used as sect and cult and tribe. The word Shia has nothing to do with the matter of faith, by the way. While the word Sunni, it refers to following the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Regarding the Quran, the Quran between brackets of the Sunni, the Quran is for all, anyway. What do they claim? I mean, Shia and belief. Okay, what is the Shia belief regarding the Quran? We have in the book Al-Kafi, narrated in a book which is the most reliable book to the Shia, authentic book, that Abu Ja'far, he said, the Quran that Jibreel came with to the Prophet Muhammad is 17,000 verses. Now the verses we have here in the Quran is something like 6,200. So what is the difference now? The difference is something like 11,800 verses as difference. What are they? Al-Majlisi is the one who gives his judgment about the authenticity of the hadith, whether it's authentic or weak. He said, this narration is authentic, and it is evident that the Quran had been changed. And Al-Majlisi today is described to be the greatest scholar ever. Al-Kulayni himself is a disciple of Ali ibn Ibrahim al-Qummi. Ali Ibrahim al-Qummi, he said that the book of Allah was changed. And Allah said, for example, in the Quran, Ya ayyuha rasul balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbik. O Prophet, convey what had been revealed to you from your Lord. You know what the Shia say? This man, oh my goodness, you're showering me with this. Yeah. Ali ibn Ibrahim al-Qumi says, the verse was like this: O Prophet, convey what has been revealed to you regarding Ali. And if you don't do, you have not conveyed his message. Regarding Ali, don't find regarding Ali in the Quran. Nothing. So that is why the Shia said, yes, we don't see those verses anymore because the companions took them out. Why? Because they wanted to deprive Ali from his rights to be the leader after the Prophet. You know why? Because the companions, they gave their life, they gave their property, they gave everything they have cheap for the support of Allah and His Messenger. We don't know that the companions, they love to be the leaders, and that's why they are ready to change verses and to remove verses from the Quran for that favor. Those are not the companions, no? Those are not the companions Allah described in the Quran. It's not true. Don't believe it. There was another question, but I don't know. I need someone to read for me because can you throw some light on the so-called secret knowledge given to Ali? Okay. There's nothing called secret knowledge. Because when Allah said convey, that means to everybody. And Ali radiallahu anhu was asked, did the Prophet specify you in a certain knowledge that he did not give to everybody? He said, La wallah, I swear by Allah, that he did not specify us in a secret knowledge that he did not give to anyone. No. And that's not fair. Why there should be secret knowledge? If this is a matter of knowledge, it should be given to all. Because hiding knowledge is treachery, is betrayal, is cheating. And those who say that the Prophet did not convey the message, the knowledge except for certain people like Ali, they are accusing the Prophet, in a matter of fact, that he cheated. Not to convey the message is a matter of cheating. Can you please tell more about taqiyya? Yeah, what about it? Taqiyya is to believe that, for example, Wallahi I love you, Wallahi I love you. But in my heart I said, I wish that I died. That's taqiyya. That's taqiyya. Is this an Islamic behavior? No, it's not. No. They say that we use it when it's important and not against the Muslims. Why in Islam it's not allowed to cheat? With a Muslim or not? You're not allowed to cheat. Number one. Number two, it is not a matter of license or importance. No. Because they say, تسعة أعشار الدين في التقية. 9% of the 10% of religion is based on lie, taqiyya. وَمَنْ لَا تَقِيَّةَ لَهُ لَا دِينَ لَهُ. Whoever does not practice the lie, he has no faith, he has no religion. And they say that this is narrated by Ja'far al-Sadiq. We don't believe that. Ali never speaks like this. Ja'far, may Allah, he's one of the family of the Prophet. Never, we never believe that Ja'far will be speaking like this. What kind of religion based on making lies to people and cheating them? It can't be Islam. Is it permissible to pray with the Shia? With yes. With yes. Okay, but not behind. If you want the evidence, please don't be upset with me. Because the prayer include cursing Abu Bakr and Umar and Aisha. And if you don't believe that, go to YouTube and type the word Yasir al-Habib. Yasir al-Habib is in London, by the way, here. Have you ever heard of him? Did anyone hear of him? If anyone among the sisters has heard of him, Yasir al-Habib, Kuwaiti person who left Kuwait and now he's living in London. Have you heard of him, sisters? No? Okay. He's a Shia scholar. And they brought specially, deliberately, the video to video him while he was praying, and he was praying like this. Finally he said, اللهم لعن أبو بكر وعمر وعائشة اللهم لعنهم. They are Muslim prayer. And we are ordered, they are ordered in the book Al-Kafi, is to, when they make sujood, yes, they say, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, Ya Jibreel, A'inani, Ya Muhammad, Ya Jibreel, Ya Muhammad, Ya Jibreel, Oh Muhammad, Oh Jibreel, help me. When they're making sujood? No. So for many, many, many reasons, we don't recommend to perform behind. To perform with them. One of our leaders is a Sunni Muslim. Yes. I'm sorry, don't be angry with me. I came here to speak the truth. You don't accept me, I go away. But I came to speak the truth. Okay? We don't allow. With all my respect to everyone, and with all my appreciation to everyone, whether Shia or Sunni, who decided to come and listen to me, despite my respect, I think at least you'll be respecting me to speak the truth. And not to study. Can we unite with the Shia to fight against a common enemy, America, Israel? Now we can unite with the Shia to take America out of Iraq and out of Afghanistan. But guess what? It's the Shia who invited the Americans to get inside Iraq and Afghanistan, and as a result, we have a tragedy. Tragedy. Hundreds of thousands of people have been killed because of that. I'm sorry. Can you please tell us about the Aqeedah of Khomeini and Ghazali? I don't have time. I don't have. As for Khomeini used to believe that God and his teachers are one. And he is the commentator, interpreter of the books of Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi is well known in the Muslim world to be a kafir who believe that Allah and everything in the world, everything, including animals and insects, they are parts of God. I mean, this is worse than Trinity. Christians say three are one, but this guy is saying everything is one. So Khomeini is the commentator of those books. And if you don't believe me, check it and prove me wrong and say I'm a liar if you don't find out what I have already in my laptop. I have many books for Khomeini interpreting and the books of Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi is well known to be Zindiq. He believes that Allah and His creation. I can say that in Arabic to you, some of his poetry. He says, العبد ربه والرب عبد يا ريت شعري من المكلف إن كنت عبدا فذاك ربي إن كنت عبدا فذاك ربه وإن كان ربا أن يكلف عقد البرية في الإله عقائدا وأنا اعتقدت جميع ما اعتقدوه. He said Christianity, Judaism, Islam, everything is okay, no problem. Unity of religion, unity of person. All are one. So regarding Ghazali also is very close to this. Muhammad Ghazali, he believed that Allah and His creatures are one. And one of the most crucial things that he mentioned that caused him to have problems with all the scholars is that he said Allah cannot create a better creation than the creation He made. He cannot make something better than it. That's horrible. That's horrible. And also he says, Tawheed al-awam, the Tawheed of the layman people, La ilaha illa hu, there is no other God but Him. Tawheed al-khawas, but the Tawheed of the special kind of people is La hu illa hu. There is no He but He, which means He is everything. Allah is everything. You, Him, we are all Allah. That's what Imam Ghazali means. Sister, don't go before I give you the reference. Where's this sister? Oh my God. Does anyone know her? Okay, you stay. Now it's obligatory for you to stay. Okay. Any other? Okay, I'll just read the last question and please. I can't stay more because I have to catch my train. Otherwise. Okay, I was told by this certain Shia that the Prophet ﷺ, can anyone read? Can you read?
I was told by a certain Shia that the Prophet ﷺ
the last khutbah, as Sunni believe was incorrect, and it actually occurred in Ghadir from where
Oh, that's an important question. That's an important question. Yes.
where they claim to sympathize and quote from Ahlul Bayt, which they say is
Okay. No, the Sunnis do not deny. The Prophet said, عليه الصلاة والسلام, in Ghadir Khum, أذكركم الله في أهل بيتي. I remind you regarding my Ahlul Bayt, but we fear Allah concerning them. But also there is hadith, من كنت مولاه فهذا علي مولاه. The Shia make mistake. They say that the Prophet said it in Ghadir Khum, but it's not true. Nevertheless, we agree that the Prophet said it. Whether he said it in Ghadir Khum or elsewhere, we acknowledge the Prophet said it. But why he said it and what does it mean? Whomever I am his wali, Mawla, Ali should be his Mawla. Mawla means closeness and support and love. And the Prophet said it when one of the companions, he hated Ali. Because Ali brought a lot of money from Yemen, zakat. And this companion wanted some of the money. He said, give me. He said, no, I cannot give the money until I give it to the Prophet ﷺ, and he will be deciding to give you, whether to give you or not. And Ali was right, and he was trustworthy, radiallahu anhu. So this person, this companion, showed some hatred to Ali because of that. Then the Prophet said to this man, do you hate him? He said, yes. Then the Prophet said to him, Man kuntu mawlahu fahadha ali. Whoever I do, D-U-E, that means I have a love due on you, then you should love Ali as you love me. He's talking about love. And there was a small debate, if you saw it maybe on YouTube, between me and the channel Ahlul Bayt. I don't know if you saw me. You saw me. At the channel, they were talking about Mawla, and that was the day of Ghadir Khum. They consider to be a feast day. So I spoke to them. I said, you're quoting, you're using the word Mawla, which means Imam. He said, yes. I said, but Mawla in the Quran was mentioned for the meaning of love, not Imam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ مَوْلَاهُ ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ مَوْلَى الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَأَنَّ الْكَافِرِينَ لَا مَوْلَى لَهُمْ. Allah is the Mawla of the believers, while the disbelievers have no Mawla. So I said, if the meaning of Mawla means Imam, the Kuffar, they have Mawla. They have Tony Blair, they have George Bush, they have a lot of Mawla. If this is the meaning of Imam, Mawla. If the Mawla means Imam, oh, the Kuffar, they have Mawla. But this is not the meaning. The Mawla doesn't mean Imam. Because otherwise we're going to be saying that Allah is Imam. Do you accept Allah to be Imam? ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ مَوْلَى الَّذِينَ. Allah is the Mawla of the believers. So we say Allah is Imam? You can't say Allah is Imam. Allah is the leader. You can't use that. So they were in a big trouble after my question. They can see. I think that's enough. I'm not going to ask you. Give me? I didn't see it. Oh, yes, I answered the first part of this question. Is it the Islamic person? Is it the same alone person who both? Okay. Oh, well, that's a very critical question. The Shia are expecting someone to come, and the Jews are expecting someone to come, and the Sunnah are expecting someone to come. So is it the same person who all will follow? No, it's not the same. We've been told by the Prophet that in Asbahan, the Jews will be 70,000 of the Jewish people in Iran, in Asbahan. Asbahan is in Iran. Now the Prophet is talking about Asbahan 1,400 years before. He said 70,000 of the Jews will be emerging following Ad-Dajjal. I have one Scottish brother converted. His father is Iranian. And he was atheist. He's still alive. He's still a friend of mine. And after I quoted to him this hadith, he went to his father and he asked his father, my father, where is the existence of the Jews, mostly in Iran? He said, there are a lot of people in Asbahan. said, SubhanAllah. When I heard that from you about the hadith, I asked my father, he told me that the majority of the Jewish people in the Middle East, after Israel, they are placed in Iran. Maybe this is something you don't know. But this is hidden. This is not before the screen. This is behind the screen. What is before the screen? We want to throw Israel in the sea. America is the Shaitan al-Akbar. But there is many conspiracies, many deals between Iran and Israel, and 70,000 of the Jewish people will be emerging from Iran to follow the Dajjal. I don't know who else is going to be following the Dajjal, whom the Jewish people will be coming from Iran to follow. But anyway, I would say it is important in this midst of waves of false doctrines that the person should be seeking the truth for his salvation, because if he died without making sure what is the true way you follow, you will regret, but you will not be given a chance back to change and to make any kind of amendment. You have to make a change and to think and to follow where is the truth. For attending my lecture. Yeah, sit down and wait for long time.
नहीं यार तो सब मेरे 5 एग्जाम उसके बाद मास्टर्स में कर मास्टर्स यार मास्टर्स करना है मुझे जो क्या सब्जेक्ट लेकिन मास्टर्स करना
yeah, where have they gone wrong, but where have they gone right? Yeah, I don't know if he was on my side or the other side, but he was supporting America. Divert, because the imam, I don't want to trace back. That was all staged. I know you would. I was joking.
Message to brothers and sisters, inshallah, today at 10 o'clock on Islam channel, the Sheikh has a debate on music. Inshallah, he wants you all to see that and pass the message on around. Also, for the sisters, the Sheikh is getting the reference out, so if you can just wait and pass on the reference that the sister wanted to her, please. Jazakallah khairan.
Not mine. Don't worry about them. Ask him around quickly. Sorry.
Where is the sister? Sister, can I give you the reference, please? Give me paper, pen and paper, please.
Right on the back of this one, sir. To get your new paper.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone long-winded?